and welcome. I'm Laura, live Namasturm Yoga. Today's practice is going to be yoga and wine. Alright, so join me on your mat. Pour yourself a glass of wine. Now this practice is a little irreverent, I admit, but it's actually pretty fun to practice yoga and drink some wine simultaneously. If you're not a wine drinker, you can pour whatever beverage you like, but I do encourage you to get a glass of something because we will actually incorporate the glass into our practice to kind of make it a little bit more fun, and maybe even we can learn a little something from using the glass. So go ahead and we're going to get started with a seat. Cheers. Make sure your wine is sitting on a surface where it's not going to tip over. So first rule, don't spill your wine. And maybe even more important than that, do not break your wine glass. You do not want to be cleaning shards of glass off of your yoga mat. So find a place where you can set your glass where it is going to be stable and not fall over. We will be picking it up from time to time, but in the meantime, if your mat is a little wobbly or anything like that, just put it on the floor, not on your mat. Take your hands to your knees, shoulders back and down. Let your head just float up on top of the neck. Close your eyes, tune into your breath here. So although we are practicing with a glass of wine tonight, this is still going to be a full legit Vinyasa Yoga practice. I actually like to call this style Wineyasa Yoga, as we will flow with the glass. Just notice how you're feeling here. And then on an inhale, reach the arms out and up, palms together. Exhale, bring those palms in front of the heart. Start to follow your Ujjayi breath. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, let the palms come together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms. And exhale, palms together in front of the heart. And let's go ahead and transition to tabletop. We're going to set up for some cat-cow stretches to warm up the spine. And we also will connect in with our Ujjayi breath here as well. Inhale, head and tail lift, chest and belly drop. Exhale, arch the spine to cat pose. Back and forth. So this is a familiar sequence, but it's a really nice, easy, gentle way to get the body moving to start off your practice. Notice if you're experiencing any tension or stiffness anywhere. Maybe the wine will help with that, but right now we're focusing on the movement to help with that. All right, now from here, let's go ahead and tuck the right toes, slide the ball of the foot to the back of the mat, reach through the heel, reach through the head, engage through the core. Now we're going to float the right toes off the floor, and at the same time, maybe reach for your glass with the left hand and just lift that glass level. Reach through the back heel. Are you able to stay balanced? Bring it in, take a quick sip, and as you lower the glass, you can lower the knee back to the floor. Let's do the other side. So tuck your left toes, reach the heel to the back of the mat, the ball of the foot is down, and then pick up the foot, reach through the heel, strong through the core, and then maybe go ahead and just reach for that glass. Extend it out. So see if you can really keep some of that extension going here at first, and then if you can remain stable as you bring the glass in. Take little sips. We don't want to, finish our wine too early, let's just say. Hand and knee back to the floor. Walk the hands out a little bit further. Tuck toes, lift knees and hips, move the heart back, root into the hands, and maybe pedal through the feet. So this is a fun practice to do with a friend. You can, just have a little fun and laugh. But if you're at home, you can just enjoy this practice along with me. I appreciate you being here. Let's come forward to plank, shoulders over wrists. Reach through the head, reach through the heels. And then we're going to lower to the floor. So maybe the knees want to come down first, but then bend the elbows, lower the heart between the hands. Try not to knock your glass over with your head. Let's come to Sphinx pose. So nice and simple, elbows under shoulders, heart forward, glutes, legs are relaxed behind you. If I had a straw, I would take a little sip, but again, anytime you want want to grab a sip of wine, if it feels like an appropriate moment, please do. But you don't have to do that every time I suggest it, right? So this is sort of a drinking game, but you know, you can make your own rules about when that happens. Let's move the hands in and come all the way up to cobra, shoulders back, heart forward, soft glutes. And then tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips. Coming back to downward facing dog. Let's take the right leg up, open the hip, reach the toes for the ceiling. So just a big, long stretch with that foot. Root into the hands. And then look forward, step forward. Right foot up at the front of the mat with the knee over the ankle. Lower the left knee down. You can go ahead and grab that glass if you want. Sink the hips forward as you lift it up. And now we're kind of developing a little bit just awareness of ourselves in space. We don't want that wine to spill when it's up overhead, so just let yourself look up at it and stabilize. And then taking it back down, so really just simple here. Hands back to the floor, right knee back, lower the heart. Coming to cobra and downward facing dog. And let's just do the other side. Sweep the left leg into the air. The hips are open, but the shoulders stay level up front. So try not to dip the right shoulder. Look forward, step forward with the left foot. Right knee down, extend the back foot. And again, take that glass up. Look up at it. Stabilize. If you need a sip. And then let that come back down. Let your hands come back down, left knee back. And you can come to plank and take chaturanga here if you want to, or you can stay with knees lowering, and then option between cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. If you want to pedal through the feet, certainly you can. But I encourage, after we've been in that first down dog, to keep your down dogs a little more still, rooting into the hands and lifting the hips to lengthen on inhales, melting the heart back, maybe straightening the legs or dropping the heels on exhales. Look forward and then step or walk forward. We're just going to hang in a standing forward fold. So soft knees with the feet about hip distance apart. Let the upper body just let go here. Maybe loosen up the back of the neck by nodding and shaking the head a little. And then let's walk the feet together. Big toes touch here, heels slightly apart. Reach out for the glass with one hand or both, up to you. Let's rise up to standing. And then bring the palms together in front of the heart, and maybe just holding that glass out in front of you. Feet together, pressing down into the floor. We're going to go into some sun A's, and I'll show you how we can kind of incorporate this. You don't have to grab it every time, but it's an option when you get to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And maybe those arms aren't sweeping to the side here because we want to be a little more careful with the glass. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low plank, so this part's familiar. We need to have the hands on the floor, so we can't hold the wine unless you're into one-arm push-ups. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, and just hold to breathe here. As we flow through these sun A's, I'll recommend just maybe a single breath in down dog, but you can always take a longer down dog if that's the way you like to practice. When you're ready, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet forward. Half lift and fold. And then you can bring your glass back up with you if you want. Palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up, however you can make it happen. Don't spill. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And then maybe just that one inhale here. Exhale, step, walk, or hop. Half lift and fold. Reverse swan dive. Palms together. Let's keep flowing. We're going to do a couple more of these. Do these on your own at the pace of your own breath here. So I'm gonna stop cueing and let you really listen to your own inner cues. Grab sips when you can, when you want to. Don't feel like you must, but enjoy this next couple minutes of flow. So the next time you get back to down dog, go ahead and just let yourself hold there. If you're still making your way, take your time, follow the breath. And then let's take the right leg into the air. Keep the hip nice and square. Toes are flexed downward. Root into the hands. And then bring the knee to the chest, shoulders forward over the wrist. Just a little bit of core engagement here. Work of the abdominals. Inhale, lift the leg back up, and exhale, step that foot forward between the hands. We're gonna pivot the back heel down, and we're gonna come on up for warrior one. So this is real simple, how we can just bring that wine with us. Lunge deep, try to keep the hips square, but then as the arms go up, we can lift the glass. And if you want to take a sip here, you certainly can. You don't have to. This is like your practice partner, your dancing partner, your glass here. And then we'll take it back to the floor and take your vinyasa to get back to down dog. We'll do the other side. So real simple here. We'll add in a few more complications later. Take the left leg up. Hips should be square here so that the toes are flexed down. And then bring your knee to your chest. Move your shoulders forward over the wrists. Strong through the center of your body. Inhale, down dog split. And exhale, bring that left foot forward. Pivot the right heel down. Coming up for your warrior one. Again, you could leave the glass behind, but take it with you if you like. If you need a sip, don't hesitate. Lunge deep, root into the outer edge of the back foot. And then hands to the floor. Let's vinyasa. Breathing in downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. And then we're going to come to chair pose. So bend the knees, sink the hips. Let's take Utkatasana here. You can go ahead and keep the glass on the floor for now, unless you need it. Weight on your heels. Little zigzag with the body. We're going to twist to the right. So left elbow outside of the right leg. Press the palms together to help your torso turn. And then standing on the right foot, step the left foot to the back of the mat. So we're coming to a high lunge here. The back heel is not in the ground, but the back leg is nice and straight. Maybe fly those arms open. And then float on up, stretch it back. Look to your back heel, keep lunging forward. Now, left hand down. And then let's go ahead and take the glass in hand. Take that right arm up for a nice easy twist here. Stabilizing through the shoulders. Now here, just a little challenge. See if you can keep your glass raised as you roll to the outer edge of the back foot and step the right foot back for side plank on the left. Again, if that's more than you can do, just put the glass down. So remember our rule, don't spill, don't break your glass. All right, and then rotating back to the floor, carefully lower the glass as you lower your hand for plank, chaturanga, up dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. Breathing. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Half lift and fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. And we're going to twist the other way. I'm going to take my glass with me and travel to the other side of my mat so I can keep facing you. But we want to twist bring the right arm outside of the left leg, press palms, and take that twist. Now stepping the right foot back, keep that left foot forward. Reach through it, reach, reach, and fly the arms. If you did on the first side, this is optional. You could keep those palms pressing. Come on up, stretch back, look to your back heel if you can. And then taking the right hand down, see if you can pick up that glass with the left hand as you start with just an easy twist. And look up at your glass to make sure that you're not about to tip the contents out of it. And then do the best you can to transition to this side plank on the right, rolling to the edge of the foot and stepping the left foot back, lift the hips. And then, if you're feeling like it, keep things going. And then turning to the floor, place your glass, place your hand, chaturanga, up dog or cobra, and a downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet forward. Take a half lift and fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. We're going to go back into Vinyasa, and this is kind of classic Vinyasa style here. So we're just going to flow and start to build in some standing poses. We'll take the glass along with us, which makes it a little interesting, but the poses shouldn't be real foreign or anything like that. Let's take the right leg up on an inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Coming to warrior one on an inhale. Bring your glass with you, arms up. And then keep the glass in your right hand, open to warrior two. Adjust your back foot, arms out, look towards that glass. It kind of becomes your drishti here in the pose like this, where you're just like looking out towards it, but make sure your front knee is over the ankle and that left hip hasn't rolled in, so we want to still keep the alignment present. Now as you reverse warrior, back hand to the left leg, reach that arm into the air. So instead of taking it way overhead, you want to have it at a point where things are pretty level. Look up. And then as you start to cartwheel the hands to the floor, carefully, lightly set that glass down. So be gentle. Don't let it crash to the floor. Take a back bend and down dog. And we're just going to do the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one, come on up with the old glass. And exhale, open to warrior two, front heel and back arch, line up. And anytime you need to. Adjust your alignment. And reverse your warrior. Taking the glass carefully to the floor, palms plant, Vinyasa. And And inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet. Half lift and fold and chair pose. And you can go ahead and grab your glass here. Maybe take another sip in chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. Let's move through Vinyasa back to down dog. And we're just going to add on a little bit more here. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Glass in hand, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Now, we're going to change the hand for the glass and move to extended side angle. You can keep that glass up, or you should be able to take that diagonal alongside your ear. Glass is level. Again, we don't want the wine to slosh out, although mine is almost gone at this point. There's less danger. Now from here, see if you can float yourself into half moon pose. So take that top arm up, and again, we don't want to lose the contents of our glass, but bring the right fingers forward, float the back leg up. Ooh, maybe running into your plant. Wow. Reach through that back heel. If you can, look up to the glass. If that doesn't work, keep your gaze where it needs to be to keep your balance. Bend the front knee, step back long, change hands, reverse your warrior, and then hands to the floor. Take a vinyasa. Other side. Inhale, take that left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, two. Inhale, reverse, and exhaling to extended side angle. Hold and breathe. And then, stepping into half moon, do the best you can to keep that top arm up and the glass balanced and stable. If you wobble, maybe don't drink so fast. Reach through the heel, reach through that lifted hand, extend up. Notice if this is more challenging here when you actually have something in that lifted hand. Maybe it teaches you something about the pose. Bend the front knee, step back long, reverse your warrior. Take a little drink here. And glass to the floor, vinyasa. And breathe in downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet forward. Half lift and fold. And chair, grab that glass. I am ready for a refill. I don't know about you, but if you need to, go ahead and refill that glass. All right, so from the top of your mat, let's go ahead and step the feet out wide here for Prasarita Padottanasana. You can leave this off to the side, whatever side you'd like. Hands to your waist. Let yourself fold down nice and long. Bring your hands between the feet. Lean forward. Let your head hang heavy. Okay, now tripod headstand. After a glass of wine, maybe not the safest idea, but if you're feeling okay, give it a shot. Head leans towards the floor, weight leans towards the balls of the feet, and then start to float the heels. Make sure you're playing it safe here. And then if your feet are up, see if you can float them back down to the ground. Nice and easy. toes open, arms out at shoulder height. Let's go ahead and go into triangle, Trikonasana. And if you want to reach for your wine and then hand it up to your top hand, go for it. Look on up towards it. It gives you really something to look at. So if you're bored at just looking up towards your fingers, this is a little more interesting. All right, let's just come on up, and we're just going to go to the other side. So you can just change hands with the glass of wine, pivot the feet the other way, arms out, and then sinking into it. Up here. Step back to the front of the mat, whichever side that you want to use. Or you can be more in the middle if you like. We're going to stand on the right foot and we're going to go into Warrior 3. Now Warrior 3 can be done with like palms together in front of the heart, so we could keep our glass here. But if you're able, see if you can extend your arms out alongside of the ear, so alongside your ears, so that you're really reaching that glass out and away from you. Do the best you can with this. Of course, keep your balance. And then bend the front knee, step back long. We're just going to take a little dancing warrior here. So inhale, Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, glass to the floor, Vinyasa. And you may have to go a little more slowly, but you know what? A mindful practice is never a bad thing. So we can justify anything, right? Look to the front of the mat on an inhale. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Half lift and fold. Chair pose. Go ahead and take a sip of your wine as you sit into your chair. Straighten the legs, and we're going to do Warrior 3 on the other side. So standing on the left foot, reach that right leg back behind you. And you can either just keep the glass to the center for a little bit more stability, or extend out, reach. Reach through heel, reach through hands, like you're reaching this to someone else, maybe. Bend the front knee, step back long. Inhale, Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side. Inhale, reverse. And hands to the floor, high to low plank. Take Vinyasa at your own pace. And hold in downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna change gears here for a moment and bring the knees to the floor and set up for dolphin pose. So forearms to the ground, which means no wine glass in hand. Interlace the fingers, press the forearms down, tuck toes, lift knees and hips, and move the heart back. The head should be hanging freely without touching the floor. We just want to kind of give ourselves a chance to work the upper body, start to get a little in the direction of being upside down today. Maybe take the right leg into the air, reach up through the toes, press down through the forearms. And then take those toes down and switch to the other leg. And toes down, knees down. If you need a quick sip, go ahead and take that. We're going to come up to our knees and take a little camel pose, Ustrasana. I encourage you to keep the toes tucked for this first one. We'll do another one later on. We can get a little deeper. Hands behind the waist. Bring your hands to your heels. You can keep them at the waist if you're able to keep the hips over the knees, and do so. Chin in or head back and breathe. All right, and then support your waist to come up. Let's drop to the left hip. And then go ahead and come to, we're going to take boat pose here. So come to your sit bones and go ahead and grab your glass. Let's lift that up and then lean back. Let the shins rise. Reach them out, and then maybe take that glass up overhead if you can. If you can keep your lift, go ahead and keep it, or, and then set that glass down, bring the feet down. Go ahead and bring the hands behind you, plug your shoulders in, reverse table. So press the feet down, lift the hips as high as the knees, chin in or head back. Sit bones down, and we can take another one here. So shins up, lift the arms, or we can also do a little twist, right and left, right. Try to keep the legs stable, so really they're not counterbalancing by shifting from side to side. It might be a little bit, but try to avoid movement in the low body, just the upper body here. And right and left one more time. Extend the legs out and lean back to try to slowly lower the legs down straight. And then put your glass down so we can take a reverse plank. Plug the shoulders in, maybe fingers turn out to the sides this time. Lift the hips, and then on the heels, point the toes down, chin in or head back. All right, sit bones back to the floor. Bring the feet in, turn the toes out. Let's go to a squat and take a little crow pose practice here. So arms under shins, palms come flat, lean in. I actually had someone tell me once that they got their first crow pose during a wine and yoga practice. So I think that's a little interesting, if having a little bit of wine makes you kind of let go of some of your resistance or tension in a good way, why not? All right, let the feet come back to the floor. And let's go ahead and take the knees to the floor again. And this time we're gonna go to headstand. If this is not a safe option for you, stick with dolphin. You can certainly take another one of those. If it would be a safe option if you move to your wall, well then move to your wall. But let's take the elbows under the shoulders, interlace the fingers. Now for headstand, the head's gonna nestle up by the hands. So if this is a familiar practice to you, great, go ahead and go in. If it's a little newer, but you do wanna practice it, start to walk the feet in so that your hips come over the shoulders a little more. And then you can take both feet up together, or you may, let's just say. It's a challenging practice. If you want to go one leg at a time, take one leg up. And if the other leg does not naturally float up, just bring that top leg down and then just try lifting the legs slowly on either side, kind of like we did with dolphin a moment ago. If that second leg will float up, let the legs meet and spend a little time upside down. Now, after a glass of wine, the balance may be a little bit challenged. And, I think in our yoga practice, obviously we want to build a better balance practice. So if you're feeling challenged, pay much more attention and be very mindful of stabilizing. Now, as you're ready to come down, again, you may choose to come down with both feet at the same time, in which case the hips counterbalance. Otherwise, if you're coming down one leg at a time, the leg that stays lifted counterbalances. So it kind of moves behind you, so you can really slowly lower one foot and then the other. And then drop your knees to the floor. Let's take a little child's pose here. So go ahead and stack the fists, forehead to the fists. And then this is just a little easier for releasing the neck. And then we're going to come back to the knees and we shall do our other camel pose, Ustrasana. So come on up, hips over knees. This time the feet might be extended, hands to the hips. Or if the hands are able to reach the heels, bring them back to the heels, but try not to let the hips move behind the knees. Chin in or head back. Maybe slide those hands down deeper onto the heels. And if you're feeling more open and you want to try it, maybe lift the right arm up, reach it up and over, reaching for like the corner edge of your floor. And then bring it back to your heel. And then the other side. And hand back. Carefully come up. Bring your knees together. Let your feet go wide. Drop your hips down if you need a little sip of wine here. Hero pose. If your hips don't come to the floor, you can sit up on something, or you can just bring your feet together and sit on your feet. If you're on the floor and you want to, you can let yourself lay back. Hands can stay on the feet, or if you want, you could actually take them up and overhead. And then bring the hands next to the heels or to the heels, float back up. Let's take the hands in front of us, come back to downward facing dog. Tuck toes, lift knees and hips, and maybe give yourself a chance to kind of pedal through the feet here a little. Walk the feet just a little closer to the hands. Reach the heart back. Take the left hand over to that right outer leg. Pull and twist under your arm. And then switch to the other side, left hand down, right hand comes back to that left leg. And then look forward, step, walk, or hop forward. Okay. We're going to bring the glass back to the top of the mat so you can reach for it. We're going to take Padangusthasana here. So go ahead and grab the big toes, lift the shoulders, pull the shoulder blades onto your back, and then fold down. So this is a forward fold, sort of at its core. All right, so a little challenge here. Now, if it's not appropriate for you to do this with the wine in hand, then don't. Then just try to work without the glass. But if you can, let go of just the right big toe and reach for your glass. You're going to stand on the right foot, and as you raise your glass, you're going to pull that left foot up with you. And if you can hold the glass, but you need to come up with the leg without holding the foot, you can go ahead and do that. Take the glass up, take the leg up, lift the heart, and then take the leg open, maybe glass out to the side. Breathe, find this lift. From here, we're going to go to dancer pose. So bend your left knee, and then let your hand transition to the inner edge of the foot. As you pull the foot behind you, reach the glass in front of you, lift on up, and maybe take a nice little sip. Find the back bend here as well as the balance. And as we come out of this, we're going to go back into our little dancing warrior sequence. So we're going to bend the front knee, step back long with the left foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side. Inhale, reverse. And then carefully set that glass down, even if it takes you a little longer. Take a vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Go ahead and turn the toes out. Let's come to a squat. Without thinking about it too much, let's go ahead and try to take another crow pose. Shins to upper arms. Just move into that. See if you can find your balance and then find some lift, holding. All right, and then feet to the floor. Let's try that sequence on the other side. So this time, we're going to grab the right big toes, so the glass is going to be in our left hand. See if we can float up. Reach it up through the leg, through that lifted glass. Find your stability, steady your gaze, and then take the leg and maybe the arm as well, open. Moving to our dancer pose. Bring the foot behind you, grab the inner edge of it. Lift the glass and the leg. Find your back bend. And then bending the front knee. Step back long. Warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side. Inhale, reverse it. And glass to the floor so you can take your vinyasa. And holding, breathing down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step walk or hop the feet forward. Now, if you need to sit, go ahead and do that. Either Padahastasana, so one hand at a time underneath your feet, or if you'd rather stretch the shoulders as opposed to release the wrists, you can take the hands behind the back. If you don't want to choose, if you want both, take maybe just a few breaths in each. Leaning forward toward the balls of the feet, even if you're in Padahastasana, in which case you can wiggle the toes as well. Start to straighten the backs of the legs. Be gentle, but you can, also be encouraging of them. And then bending the knees, releasing your hands or arms from whatever position they're in. Go ahead and come to a seat. Bring the heels in and the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana if you want to. Grab a sip of your wine and fold in here. Maybe grabbing the edges of the feet, maybe using your elbows to gently press those knees down, let your upper body sink forward. All right, come on up. Let's take the right leg out. We're moving into some stretching here. Sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Flex that right foot, engage the right quad. Reach the arms up and exhale, folding down. Okay, so coming up out of the forward fold, we're going to go into a simple seated twist. Keep the right leg out and just step that left leg over the leg. Step left foot over the leg. Use your right arm around or past your left knee to twist left. And breathe here. All right, come on out of the twist, and we're just going to switch our legs. So sole of the right foot in, left leg is extended, and if you need to reach forward and grab a sip of wine, maybe that will encourage you to give yourself a good hamstring stretch. And then folding down. Breathe. All right, one more breath here, nice and strong. And then come on up. We're going to cross that right leg over the left and twist the other way. So use your left arm around or past the knee to turn. So both our yoga practice and the wine have conspired to bring us to a point of relaxation. Hopefully we're feeling a little less tension in our bodies and maybe in our minds as well. This is going to be our last pose, but I do encourage you to take some Shavasana time and really let go. Let your body release and relax to the floor. Give yourself permission to really enjoy that experience. So after we come out of the twist, let's go ahead and just cross the legs again. Coming back to center. If you want to finish up your glass, I raise it to you. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't finished it yet, don't worry. No rush. Let's inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Close the eyes and tune into the breath once more here. Just noticing how you're feeling. And we'll end with just a simple bow forward. So the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Thank you so very much for joining me today and sharing in this slightly irreverent practice. Namaste. All right, well, thank you. Please do let me know if you enjoyed this practice. I do actually have a couple of other wine and yoga practices on my channel, but it's been a while since I've posted one, so I thought I was due. If you do enjoy this, I'm happy to post more. I actually think it's kind of fun, even though it's not like just straight up yoga, but you know, sometimes why not? Let me know if you liked it. If you have any other questions or comments, let me know that as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I hope that you will. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you will do so again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.